to hear your thoughts, and then maybe some of the members have certain questions they want to ask you. If you have time, we'll take it. Otherwise, we'll invite you for the next meeting. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
So with permission of everyone, I just wanted to know that, wanted to say that in the meeting which happened recently, a lot of critical learning points have emerged, and certain issues were also flagged. So the minutes have tried to capture some of them, but from the Department of Sports, the whole team here is working very actively. In fact, this morning we have taken up on one of the issues for requesting Director General of Foreign Trade to allow to take away the restriction on import of bicycle tires, tubes, and things like that. And we have noticed that this is a very upcoming sector, needs a lot of support and encouragement from everyone, particularly Department of Sports. And also, I wanted to mention we have a very important scheme called Scheme for Human Resource Development in Sports. Perhaps some of the issues flagged by the sports good manufacturers and stakeholders, it can be suitably supported from this scheme also. But recently, we have suggested to all the sports federation and stakeholders if they could, share their inputs and views on how to improve this particular scheme as well. So these are some of the quick thoughts on my mind. And if somebody wants any quick clarification, I'm sorry I could not go through the meeting because I have to rush out. But my full support and also the cooperation from my all my colleagues here in the Department of Sports, the entire ministry is with the sports com and the sports industry. So we genuinely wish and would like to give all support in taking this very developing sector forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Singh. I'll just throw it open the floor to the members. I'm sure members want to give some comments or ask questions. We may have few minutes with him before he logs off. So over to all the members, please. Thank you.
So, Udit here, and
Yes,
good
yes,
afternoon.
please tell us. Good
So nice to
afternoon.
see you, and we are always constantly in touch with you from a National Yogasana Sports Federation perspective,
That's right.
and it's very nice to see this human resource development opportunity to develop the sport of Yogasana. One of the areas that we would also be keen to understand better, and maybe you can guide us, is how can we facilitate more research and development in sports and sports goods manufacturing and engineering with the support of the ministry, so
Okay.
that because a lot of the goods are just India is only a shop for manufacturing. We are only a producer. We are not a creator. So how
Right,
can
right.
we become more R&D focused, and what do you think the government and us can do together as Sportscom and the ministry, in your opinion, sir?
Right, right. Udit, frankly speaking, as of now, I don't have a quick answer, but it's a very seminal question that you have posed. And I would also mention that I noticed, in the files of the government, about 2, 3 years back, the Australian government and the high-end sports technology equipment manufacturers there had, put forward some proposals for doing collaborations in this kind of frontiers, and perhaps there may be other willing countries and industries and partners. So if you can also suggest to the ministry this particular question, perhaps we may be able to take forward some of the earlier proposals and things that may have already come from other corners also. But it's a good suggestion. As of now, I don't have a quick answer, but certainly now we have noted in our minds. From your
So
end, also kindly send a a kind of a letter or with suggestions, how all these can be taken forward.
So, just for an additional question, sir, the government of Gujarat has launched a new sports policy recently, and in that, sports good manufacturing is a very important part of it. And
Okay,
in fact, the sports secretary has written to the Gujarat Infrastructure Development Corporation for
right.
developing a green park for
Okay,
sports goods manufacturing, because we already have areas of engineering, we have in
okay,
areas of textile, we have areas of pharma, and also plastics. So
okay,
the manufacturing can be the manufacturing park can only be an assembly green park. So if
right.
we can collaborate with the Ministry of Youth Affairs and get a grant to set up a R&D
Okay,
facility
okay.
where all the
Yeah,
companies
yeah,
can
yeah.
feed on, that would be
Right.
interesting for us.
Okay, okay. No, certainly a very vital input. You mentioned about this particular aspect in the Gujarat. These are new areas of learning, and I think these such a kind of item may not be there in the national sports policy, which came up I think quite some time back, only 2001 or something. So perhaps your suggestion also gives a thought, maybe we can add such elements on the national side also. Thank you for suggestion.
Thank you, sir. I will not take
Yes,
more time. Over to
fine,
other
fine.
members in the
Okay,
community.
okay.
Yeah, thank you. Whoever wants to go next amongst the members, please go.
Good evening. This is Kamlesh Mehta here. Good
Yeah,
evening,
good,
sir.
good, good. Yes, yes. Nice to see
Sir,
you.
this is regarding now that things are opening and events happening.
Okay,
Normally, all the international events or new events are done by through the official agencies, basically the NSFs. Now,
okay.
private players are also playing a very big role
Yes,
in the
yes.
development of Indian
Right.
sports. Can there be something like a single window application where, because a private person has to go to so many departments to get clearance for doing events?
Okay.
Is there any something like that where a single window where we apply for any events, even calling international players, which only is going to help Indian sports a lot?
Okay. What you are suggesting is a thought for ease of business in the sports world. So certainly it's a good idea. But since you have mooted the idea, Kamlesh, can you suggest taking table tennis as an example, that when you have to set up such a prestigious international or national, what are the kind of checks and what are the authorities and regulations and all you have to take clearance one by one or concurrently? I mean, it could involve things like NOC from Department of Sports, visa clearance from MEA and MHA, and for equipment and things like that. Can you, to help Department of Sports on this concept, with table tennis as a model, can you send a model example that these are the things and this is the suggested time window. These are the things we need concurrently. These are the things which can come in sequence. And then we will be able to study it, map the process, and perhaps make it a generic formula with variants for different kinds of sports disciplines. So
Def-
certainly very good suggestion. So if you
Definitely,
can
we will
work
do that in
leveraging
coming time.
table tennis as an example. Yes, yes.
Thank you, sir. We will do that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Other members, please. Neeraj, would you just like to update Mr. Singh on the meeting we had with him and DG Sai under the chairmanship of Secretary Sports, and any update on that and any next steps for Make in India?
Yeah. Thank you, everyone. And so, first of all, I must congratulate and for that session, and it was a very interesting session. All the manufacturers are conveying their thanks to the department, that sports department, that they have taken the initiative to call such a big platform, including the NSFs, and being present themselves, and DG Sai and everyone, and GST Council also was there for this, and I think all our points were taken up very well, and we have received the notes from your side, and they completely completely cover the entire topics which we were discussed that day, including the point of actions that need to be taken. On those things, we already have taken the steps for from the manufacturing side. We are preparing a list for the items of raw materials or intermediaries which are required and need special attention. Import duty front. We also have taken up the GST matter and we are preparing the note. And through the sports, we will take up with the right channels as you guide us through your good offices. And for the other parts of the manufacturing and the benefits, they are again redrawing all datas, and they will come back to us with all the new data so that we can present it for the various schemes they are having in terms of the DFIS scheme and the other rod tap rates and everything. So that point has been conveyed to them in totality, and they are coming back on that. Regarding the gym section, we already have got the list of uh, quality processes what we were talking of, that we need to follow the quality guidelines, or we should have some proper standard procedures, and like we have for manufacturing of articles, we have these certifications, and think the similar way for gyms we can have the certification of gyms to be done and other things. So that also has been conveyed to the department and to the SPFL, who are preparing these, and shortly we've asked for a meeting from Secretary Ma'am so that we can again take those matters up with them. And I think a lot needs to be done. What was come to the table, and we certainly are putting up things in priority. And especially, sir, we want the certification case to be taken up. The approvals what we are taking for the big quality certifications, that cost thing needs to be as a low hanging fruit. It was time and again told to us that it will be coming. So that provision, if the department can make from even if it's a small amount, it can do a lot as a motivating thing for a lot of manufacturers to produce quality goods and take the image of the country higher. And believe me, sir, like you already know that we have put our examples there, that for whatever sport we are having the certifications in number, those exports are going up for that. And SGPC has taken up, the Export Promotion Council has also taken this matter up with the Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal ji, the other day, when he was having a meeting of all the sports goods promotion councils. So we put this point again in front of them. So if we can push this thing really well and we can take benefit out of this, this is a request, if that can be taken priority. Other things will take time, sir.
Dani Sahab, I know everyone would have a lot of interesting ideas, and you have already come up on the table, but unfortunately, I'll have to take leave. And my request is all the members, if they have, key ideas like this, which were not covered in the meeting of, 2 weeks back, I would request you to kindly consolidate and root through the sports com. Dani Sahab is there, and Kavita, I think, also is here. It can be consolidated and brought forward to the Department of Sports, and certainly we will take a considered look and see how all the good ideas can go forward. So with these few words from my end, I'll take leave for all of you. Okay.
Thank you.
I will
very much.
try to join
Thank
you
you, sir.
throughout the session in the next round of meeting. Right. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.